Good morning and hello. I hope that you're having an awesome OnPassive day. I know that I am. I wanted to get going this morning. Um, there were some updates and some neat things happening that we should be probably made aware of. And that's the purpose of this going live for a few minutes this morning. Um, it's just, a quick session to make folks aware of some things. Ash went on a 360 earlier this week. Please go check that out. Lots of clues, lots of information in there if you'll slow it down and listen to what he's saying. Also, please check in the back office for a link to the founder only webinar with Ash tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of updates that you're going to want to know about, and they are listed pretty much. There will be some others that aren't listed, but pretty much they're listed on the pop-up you'll see in the back office. So please jump in there and make sure that you get on the webinar tomorrow. There's also a webinar this morning at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It is on the global dedicated OnPassivians platform with founder Sushanta Biswas. Wonderful guy, very professional, very well done platform. He has invited me to be a key speaker, and I'm going to be talking about technology evolution, the ecosystems, what they are, where they came from, how we got into them. I'll be talking about a little bit anyway about Mr. Mufara, who he is, his OnPassive business model, and it have a lot of good information. So I put the link to that in the description box below. So if you can join that, we're going to have a good time. I would certainly encourage any other leaders or others that have something to say to jump on that as well. In that it is an open discussion and it is open to the public as well. So there'll be some good chance for exchange there. Now, I think we're going to be heading probably in the next 3 months, probably heading into the best time of our journey, our OnPassive journey, for a number of reasons, and those will all become available, I'm sure, as we continue to move forward. But we need to be aware that there's been a bit of change in the strategy, in that OnPassive is no longer going to be saying, or the corporate message won't be saying, get ready for this, or we're doing this. Instead, they're shifting it, and instead of giving us warning that something is about to occur, they're just going to get it done. And when it's done, they're going to show, hey, this has already been done. Go check it out and, make use of it, whatever that happens to be. Right now, I think patience is the challenge of the day for us. There's a lot of things happening in the background that many of us simply are not aware of. And those things, and I don't just mean technological advancements. I don't just mean the ecosystem and the launching public and all that. I mean other things, that are going on that are very difficult and challenging. So patience. It's happening. It's all coming together. And things are a lot different from when we started. It's not just founders anymore, right? What did they say? You ain't in Kansas anymore. Well, this is to say that it's not just a single segment of the population that we have watching us now, right? Not just founders. In some cases, we have people scrutinizing us rather severely. And that too, I would suppose, is as it should be. I mean, we have, regulatory organizations, we have governments, and we have the public, obviously. We've got a lot more people from a lot more countries that we're now working with. And these mechanisms of communication and working with people and bringing this all together into synchronization is absolutely incredible. It is not an easy thing to do. Building OnPassive the way that Mr. Mufara has laid out for it to be built is not an easy thing to do. And there's a lot of folks that are looking at us like we've got 3 eyes and going, you know what? People don't do this, and we don't trust what your message is. So, we're keeping our eye on you, buddy. But anyway, all of these things, with the more people and the more countries and everybody's looking at us, necessarily means that things that are shared publicly are no longer exclusive to the founder base or to the current members. So please keep that in mind when we are listening to what's being released and we're listening to the things that are being put out by corporate, and kind of run that through a mental filter, so you'll know, well, that doesn't really apply to the founders because we're our own little set of well, we've got our own place in OnPassive. Now, you've also probably noticed that OnPassive has, well, let me say it just very plainly, that Ash's availability is being dialed back somewhat, and the visibility of OnPassive, the company, right, is going to be coming more into view. Now, this is by design, okay? It's built into the work, so to speak, and this is to ensure that our continuous progression with ethics and value forefront, right, and our vision of lifting humanity is not only seen, but to make sure that it's seen in the best possible light. Overall, these changes reflects OnPassive's entry into a new stage in its development, and there are a lot of things happening. So I'm asking you to, again, hold your ground, you know, and just patience is the key word for the day for each and every one of us. Try to keep our minds open to the things that are happening that you may or may not even know about. But I'm telling you, there are some things happening in the background that will come to light. And, you know, 2 years from now, a year from now, several months from now, there's going to be a lot of founders shaking their heads and going, wow, if I'd only known, I'd have probably been a little more patient. If I knew these things were happening, if I knew this was happening over here, then I would have probably had a little bit of a different attitude. So don't get caught by the short hairs, as they say. Be patient now and do what's right now and enjoy the journey on the way to where we're going. Now, there's going to be some good things happening tomorrow with Mr. Mufara and the webinar that they're talking about on Saturday, right? Some of the topics we're going to be talking about will be, you know, the reseller, which is, you know, becoming a reseller, which is a whole, it's a whole program. You're going to sign documents and, you know, you're going to enter into it. And that you know, man, that whole program, that's crazy. That's probably one of the highest founder benefits, you know, that we could have. I mean, there's others I'll mention, I'm sure, but anyway, the other thing they're going to be talking about is having our links, our affiliate or referral links, which again, I mean, that to me, you know, getting those and being able to go out to the world about OnPassive before we even launch publicly, that, man, it doesn't get any better than that. And that's just, you know, we are the chosen. So having to be able to present OnPassive to the public before that's great. But anyway, we're going to be hearing about those things and a lot of other things, security encryption of applications, which is very hard to do. I'm telling you, you start getting all these, I mean, especially when you look at something as massive as some of these flagship products, you know, these OES products that we have, the O-Connect and O-Cademy. I mean, and we've got programs, platforms, applications that nobody else has got that's just really going to put us over the top, right? So all of these have to have security, encryptions, you know, going on. And that's simply because OnPassive is not about hijacking anybody's personal data. They don't even want to see it, couldn't get to it if they wanted to. So life is good. We're also keeping the single sign-on going into the ecosystem intact. Life is really, really good for us as far as security goes. And the global or universal data that is going to be employed simply means that when we make one change in one part of our ecosystem, it will flow through to everything else in our ecosystem. So you don't have to make that change several times across the entire platform. There's going to be a lot more branding on the way. There's going to be more Burj Khalifa branding on the way. And, you know, kind of lastly, I suppose there's going to be probably a flurry of webinar events in the next 2-3 weeks. And this is as we get moving and things start unveiling, you know, and we'll be saying goodbye to Zoom. Our ecosystem you know, the OES has such an ability to change lives, right? To literally change our lives and the lives of our family. But that is only one very small part of what, well, it's not very small, but it's one. You know, it's like 15% of what we do. And there's so much more to what we do than just that. But that alone is enough to change almost anything and everything in our lives. So let's keep that in mind. I will be talking about who we are and what we are and the elements of OnPassive in an upcoming webinar. I was going to do a video on that. It's parts 1 and 2 are already out. Parts 3 and 4 I haven't done because there's just been so many things going on. But this is to say that our ecosystem, along with the ecosystem will change the game for the internet, period. But everything that OnPassive is such a massive game changer. We have got to do this by the book. We have got to do it by the numbers, and we have got to do it scientifically. We got to do it logically, okay? And this is how Ash has rolled this thing out. We are not a typical company. We don't behave as a typical company, and we're not going to have the progression or the successes of a particular or a typical company. So hold your ground and get ready to be in the best shape of your lives. Thank you so very much. I certainly appreciate you listening to this, and I hope you have a glorious OnPassive day. I know that I'm going to. I apologize for being in my t-shirt and just kind of hanging out here, but I wanted to get this out before the 9:30 webinar. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have a lot of good things going on, and I want to take just a couple of minutes now and see if I can back this thing up and just say hi to some people. I certainly appreciate that. Hello there, Mitu, Electra, I appreciate that. Arupa, hey there. Masood, good seeing you as well. I certainly appreciate all of you guys. I see a bunch of people here that I see. Susan Hodges, thank you and good morning. I just had a brain bubble. My YouTube channel. I see a lot of you folks on this, and I see you all over the place because I creep other people's. I hate to say it that way, but I creep other people's YouTube channels. I see what's going on there. Just kind of keep tabs on what's going on, man. We appreciate that, and I appreciate all that you guys are doing. There's a bunch of you. Oh, hello there, Narelle. It's so good to see you. I hope you Aussie girls are doing fantastic. Rajesh, oh man, live. Yeah, look, hey Nate, good seeing you. Clarence, God, bunch of you guys up here, man. How about that? Subhas, good seeing you. I'm enjoying your comments, and I certainly appreciate that. I'm hoping that everybody is really feeling the excitement. But you got to know there are changes happening that are going to be phenomenal. Changes that you're going to look back on and go, wow, why didn't I see this? Or wow, I guess I mean, maybe I knew, but I didn't really think about it. Those are the things I'm talking about. And right now, our evolution, the OnPassive evolution is such that our technology is growing, and we are growing with the times. We're moving in with the times. We are actually evolving as technology and these global changes, huge global changes sweeping the planet. And man, we are caught up in the current of that, and we are right on the crest, right? I mean, we're right up there. So please keep your head on straight. Keep that mental filter in your mind about things you hear coming at you from sources, and just know I'm a founder on the one hand, an ambassador for OnPassive, and on the other, we have a massive company in many countries that has many cultures, and there are lots of people looking at us, some of us with good intent, some of us kind of cockeyed trying to figure out what we're trying to do. So just do what's right because it's right. Have a good heart, be positive about it, and if you can jump on that tomorrow on the webinar with Mr. Mufar, please do. If you can jump on that one here in the next half hour, I better go get cleaned up and probably stick a tie on. And I'm looking forward to just sharing some good information. So please spread that around. And thank you so much for showing up here. I certainly appreciate all of that. And I hope that you have an absolutely blessed day. And for all those folks that are out there, just know, if you're not a part of OnPassive, that's absolutely fine. That's okay. You will be at some point. And for now, we're just wishing blessing and blessing upon you and upon your entire family. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful OnPassive day. Bye.